You too. What it do, man? Y'all know what time it is. More panel time. Let's get it.
I was 17 years old when that happened. I was a senior in high school. I didn't know who I was. I grew up in a Pentecostal household out at that. I saw everybody in my
don't read the comment.
I seen everybody in my school that I was going to at the moment being sexual and doing all these promiscuous things, and I was that girl out of the group who had that dream of being married and, you know, having that white picket fence and saving myself for a good guy. And all the other girls in my in the high school that I was attending at the time, it was not like that, from my knowledge. And I kind of fell into peer pressure. I wanted to be like, you know, grown and experienced it. So I went out and did it, and I wish I would have never done it. You know, and you know, things happen. People make mistakes and stuff like that. You know, it was a lesson learned, but I had to learn who I was as a woman. And now that I am 27 years old, I you know, learning who I am as a woman and learning that I am not my body. Because as a plus size woman, we kind of fall into that trap of thinking that all we have to offer is our body because society makes us feel that way.
I ain't gonna lie to you, she look older than 27. She look at least like 35, 36. Man, rough out here, ain't it?
Often get fetishized a lot. So, yeah.
Okay, so you've only had sex one time then?
No.
You see where I'm going with this. Now, first off, I want to address something. There's an idiot in the comment section named Janae. First off, Janae, if people are having these conversations and they're trying to learn something from them, people should be as honest as possible. So for you saying, I wouldn't answer that girl and that's too personal, and then why have the conversation? There would be no reason for people to have these conversations if you're either going to get up here and lie or just not answer anything at all. So,
and I'm not in the line. I'm not in the line business. I am to answer Miss Janae. Hi, how are you? I'm going to be completely honest. If somebody asks me a question, I'm very real. I have nothing to hide, baby. You can ask me anything.
Cap.
And I ain't ashamed. Not die.
And I appreciate that for somebody to say that we're supposed to be having honest conversations and then start saying, and I want all y'all men to realize that, not from the young woman that's up here talking, but realize that this is what women do. What that girl in the comment section is saying and other women are saying. That's how they talk to you when they tell you how many people they've slept with or anything that they've ever done. They lie. They say things. That's why when women get to a certain weight, they won't answer that question. When they get to a certain age, they think that's rude. That makes no sense. If you asked a man, have he ever been with a man? He wouldn't say that's rude. That's a silly response to say that's rude. The common sense is that person that's asking you wants to know. Now, let me ask you something, young lady. All right, so Antonio, let me ask you, since we're there, how much do you weigh? You keep saying I'm a plus size person. That isn't specific.
How much do I weigh? I weigh 298. I recently lost a few pounds. I was pushing 350. I'm 5'8", so I've always been a big woman. I've always played sports. I've always been in sports, shot put and discus, swim team, all that. I've always been in sports, so I always carried it a little bit well. But I started to
Y'all heard what she said then?
Yes.
I've always carried it well. I don't know anybody who carries around 350 pounds well.
So we gonna kick it or what?
Like, I mean, these women be delusional. And man, why are you letting yourself even get that damn big? I mean, man, that is literally big as all hell.
No need he need to hear this.
And then I'm gonna tell you right, I'm gonna tell you straight up, she ain't got no man. I'm gonna look. Then we got the bull ring, the septum. This is generally what women who are single as all hell. Women who are generally single as all hell, they normally have shit like this in they nose. And they be rebellious as shit too. They be argumentative as hell too. And normally walk around with a victim mindset. You'll find a few of them that's walking around with it and they decent. But majority of women that normally be big as hell like this, walking around with this septum and normally have a victim mentality and be single as hell too.
That I wanted to take control of my life, no matter how much I love myself at 350, and no matter how much I love myself now at 298. Health is everything. Health is wealth. So I started taking control of my own life, and working out and stuff like that, and I lost over 50 pounds, and now I'm at 298.
Now, okay, I don't want to say something, and I'll keep going, but I just want to say something. You preface things, which is what a lot of women do. You heard an answer, a question, and the answer was 298. But what you did was you tried to explain it to minimize what it was. It's just like when your first time you had sex, you said, well, I was young. Women always preface things. That's like a guy saying, if you ask him again, have you ever slept with a man? And he'd be like, I was a teen and, a nigga held me down.
Or it's like asking a man.
He trying to explain it to you. I was in jail and, I needed a pack of cigarettes. Now.
Or it's like asking a man how big his penis is and he says 7 on a good day.
Yeah, or if he started talking about, well, why does that matter? If you love me, and he starts saying other things. When we're proud of something, you know how quick we say it? Like that. If someone asks you, do you have a degree? You ain't gonna say, well, when I was in middle school, I was thinking about what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And no, you'd say, yes, I do. And tell them right there about what it was.
Yeah. So let me say that I am 298. So so eliminate all the health and wealth and stuff. 298. Now, what's your other question?
Okay, so I wanted to ask part of what you were saying. You said I loved myself at 350. You said no matter how much I love myself, I realized it wasn't healthy. What does I love myself mean to you? What does the phrase mean? Because you've said it a few times.
I love myself meaning you look in that mirror and you say, I love myself, no matter what people say about you. They talked about Jesus. Bruh. You see what I'm saying? So what makes you think that?
No, we're not. No, the victim mentality. They talked about Jesus. They always trying to include God in they mess.
Right? Exactly.
What did Jesus have to do with you being 350 pounds?
Don't nobody know nothing?
Absolutely nothing. They talked about Jesus, so they gonna talk about me. Ma'am, listen to me. That does not change the fact, ma'am, that you're losing. And see, this victim mentality, this victim mentality hurts a lot of our women. It does. It's not about just working on your physical, it's about working on your mental as well. Let me stop making excuses for things that I know I should not be doing. Or let me stop making excuses for things I know I should be doing.
Let me stop you right there. Hold on.
Okay.
If you and I were in a relationship and I said, I love you. And you said, what does that mean? And I said, I just love you. I couldn't describe this thing that I say is important. And anybody, I want all y'all to hear, if someone tells you they feel a certain way for you and you ask them to explain it and they cannot, do they really mean that? Or is it just positioned to be this positive phrase that all of us are taught? And I say this because Black women are taught these empowering phrases that mean absolutely nothing. Ask a Black woman to describe herself. Matter of fact, before I even try to pretend, I'm going to ask you, describe yourself. What are the things you say are good qualities about yourself? Describe yourself.
Oh, I love that question. So, describe myself. I am very powerful. I am ambitious. I know who I am as a woman. You can't manipulate me. I come from a mother I come from many people in my family who have master's degrees and PhDs in psychology. So when it comes to doing reverse psychology, it's not going to work. I'm very hard to manipulate, and I'm a self-aware person.
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
I know what I want. I am gorgeous, big eyes and all, full lips that people pay for. What else? I'm a Leo too, so I love to talk about myself. Thank you. What else?
Okay, you see, I want y'all to understand what I was getting at is typically
narcissistic traits. Little does she know. And this is why she probably does not have a man either. Nothing she said meant anything. Oh, I have master degrees. Oh, I have a degree. Oh, I'm a Leo and blah, blah, blah. Ma'am, you're so stubborn. You're a hindrance to yourself. A lot of these women don't even understand that think like Antonia. A lot of women that think like her, don't even realize it, but they are a hindrance to themselves. You're so perfect in your mind that you don't realize you're destroying yourself. And you think you're absolutely fine. And it's because she's 27. Let her stay exactly how she is. Wait till she starts climbing up in age. She gonna find out what it is.
Black women will say they're strong, and the words mean nothing. What do you mean? You can lift weights? What does that mean? You can push big boxes? What does a strong woman mean?
So when I'm saying strong, when you have the weight of your shoulders and you can cry in your room and get back out there, that's what I mean strong. When I say powerful is when you go through a lot of things and you can get back out there and still hustle and still say, I still got this, whether you have somebody in your corner or not. That is what I consider strong. So when you have that narrative of black women saying, oh, I was taught to be strong and I was taught to, taught to think this way, right? When you're taught to think this way, right? A lot of black women are taught to be masculine and strong. No, that's me personally. That's just how I am as a person.
You know what y'all are taught to do?
What? Struggle? Because I'm not doing it.
No. Say things that don't even apply to you. When that woman got up and said that Marjorie Taylor Greene is a bad built, bleach blonde, the woman who said it to her was bad built, and the majority of black women are bad built. Yet y'all sit there and laughed at this statement, which was about yourself. That's hilarious, Jasmine Green. You call her bad built, but it was about you too. Was it not? Bad built is funny. Wait a minute. That would be like me making fun of somebody. If somebody calls somebody dark and ugly, and I started laughing, I just opened up the door for them to look at me and be like, you dark too. You know that, right? Why you laughing at him? Isn't that you? So when y'all do things like that, y'all gloss over facts. You just kept saying strong, and strong meant just being a damn adult. Every adult pays their bills. Just like you said, I can't be manipulated. You said that right after talking about being manipulated. Peer pressure, manipulation. But you say I'm honest, but honest people don't have to go around and tell everybody I'm strong. You know what the sign of a really smart and intelligent man is that he knows what he doesn't know. He knows he doesn't know everything. But and yet you talk to black women, typically they know it all. You were talking about this and some of it was very honest, but then the other end wasn't. You were saying, well, imagine I'm a man and I'm talking about the reason why I haven't advanced at my job. And somebody says, why haven't you advanced at your job? You're still working in the mailroom. And they said, my response was, well, typically what they're looking for in advancement is somebody with at least an associate's degree. If I said that and I was looking to advance in that company, what would you be expecting that I would do if I really wanted to advance in that company? Go to school, right? Get some kind of degree. If I just claimed I know exactly why they're not moving me up. You just claimed you've been big for a long time. You also claim that the men don't want to take you seriously because of that size. So the same way I should have went and got my education by now, you should have, if you loved yourself and wanted to increase your ability.
Lost away.
Yes, you would have known, because remember, if you got to be 350, I tell everybody that has a lot of weight on them. I ask, how much did you weigh when you were born? How much did you weigh when you were born? How much did you weigh when you were born? Do you know?
I want to say 7 pounds.
So I want you to now give me the difference between 7 pounds and 350.
I can give you the difference.
So what it is basically 349 and 5. 349 and 5. So you put on 349 pounds in a span of birth to whenever you hit it. That means at some point you knew you were big, meaning they either made fun of you in elementary, middle, high, or all of them. If you knew it was causing you social issues, then one would have, because there's some stuff we can't help. If you're a short guy, you can't help being a short guy. People make fun of your little ass. But you do like Kevin Hart. You go out and you do something to mitigate being short. Women typically, fatter women, bigger women, typically do something to mitigate that. One of the things that a lot of big women do to mitigate, because I have a big cousin, and I still to this day always wondered how she ended up getting a man to marry her that married her. He not only married her, but he married her on Channel 11. Like he one of the most beautiful setups for a marriage I've ever seen. He's got he had what is that where you have to stick yourself with? Why am I getting old like this? Diabetes. And he's prone to go into whatever. So he had them call her job and tell her he passed out and then went into a diabetic coma. He had the news station here in Atlanta filming this. She comes home, ambulance is there and everything. She crying. I ain't never seen my mean ass cousin cry. This bitch is horrible. But she was crying. He was on the thing and he's like, I got one thing to tell you. And he pulls out a ring and she punches him in the stomach. And it's on the news. You can go look it up. My cousin, Brett Harris. Well, they got a divorce because he was fucking around, but that's different. They had stayed married. She got 2 kids with him. The thing about it is, let me tell you how she ended up getting this man. And he was rich. Like he was rich. Even though she was a bitch, she was smart enough not to act that way to get him. She was completely different with him. And we couldn't explain it because she understood that there would be a difference. Now, when she got married to him, she blew the fuck up, got really big. I told him, and everybody got mad at me when I found out he was cheating. I said, I understand. She got huge. He cheated. They got a divorce. Guess what she did when she got a divorce when she wanted to get back in the dating game? She lost all that fucking weight. So for her husband, she wouldn't lose that weight. But she knew she couldn't get another man with that weight. She lost it all, went right back out there in the streets and got her another husband. The point is you can have your attitude or you can have your looks. But you can't go without either. And I can't say you got a bad attitude. I just think that a lot of your insecurities, you mask them with these words that mean nothing, which keep you from working on the problem. The problem is what the problem is. If you're admitting, huh? Well, yes, that's what I'm. Yes.
Ma'am. Didn't I tell y'all this? See, this is why Antonia is losing. Miss, I can't be manipulated. Miss, you can't tell her nothing. We know everything. And to you, dog, I can't tell you how many women are like this, and they're losing. They're losing so bad, and they have no idea. Like I told y'all, these are the kind of women who have no idea that they're standing in their own way. This is why they don't heal, get the help, and or win like they want to in life. So when men come and sleep with her and leave and use her and lie and everything under the sun, it should not matter because you don't care. You don't care. You've accepted everything. All of the bad and none of the good. You don't even care enough about yourself to say, damn, you know what? I really do need to get all this weight off of me. Ma'am, 300 plus pounds is not acceptable.
I slouch and slub and talk like this, like some big fat fucking slob.
It's not even just about your looks. It goes back to your health, ma'am. 350 pounds on a woman is insane.
Ma'am, you just proved it right there. You said to you. Well, I started off by saying my thoughts. Did I not? So there would have been no reason for you to be that way. Now, you talked about what it is that you said. When you're talking to me, I'm a psychologist. I don't mean anything when I have discussions with people like this. I get paid to have discussions with people like this.
You say you're a psychologist?
Yes.
I cannot argue with anybody. When I say I cannot argue with anybody, I cannot argue with any man who's a psychologist and who is a black man who just called his cousin a bitch. I can't do that.
That's what she was. Win. I was being honest. Right? And she went on my show. She said that she was. Damn. She knew what her shortcomings were. A lot of times, the best person is when you know what your shortcomings are. Think about it. If I know I'm in a wheelchair, why the fuck I'm trying to go upstairs? I'm wasting everybody's time.
This is one of the most...
Thank you, Khadijah, for laughing. Khadijah said that damn pictured in her mind a nigga in a wheelchair talking about I got it.
This is one of the most insane podcasts I've ever been on.
No, that's Tommy's fault. It's Tommy. You have to go to EJSKOC .com and file
Yes.
a complaint. That's his fault. Team Fatty is positive, fat, body.
Oh, I haven't said anything not positive though. Think about
No,
what
but we're going to get there.
not positive.
No, because I wanna know. As far as you being a psychologist, I wanna know. Like, do you have your master's degree? Because I come from a family of
Yes.
psychologists, and I've actually pinpoint a few manipulation tactics and also a few things that you have done. But
Here we go. Anything to deflect from what the hell is actually going on. Oh, do you have a degree? And because, you know, I'm able to pick up on when somebody is, ma'am, what the hell does, ma'am? See, this is why I told you, Antonia is in her own way. You cannot have meaningful, reasonable conversations with women like this. You can't. You're not going to win with women like this. This is why I tell y'all, gentlemen, this is why sometimes y'all have to have D control. Y'all got to stop giving these raggedy ass women y'all D and y'all kids. And y'all wonder why y'all going through so much heartache and strain with a lot of these women, because y'all are looking at them and not listening to them. Everything this woman said, every rebuttal, everything is victim mentality. Every single bit of it. We know everything. We cannot be told anything. Offended by everything, ashamed of nothing. My degree allows me to use big words so I can come up here and argue with you and I can sound smart and blah, 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 ma'am. Antonia, you're losing, ma'am. And you need to lose the weight. You're going to be single as hell and you're going to die alone with animals. At this rate, there is no reason at 27 you should be 350 pounds. You lost 50. You need to keep going, man. But Tommy been around before YouTube was even really YouTube. Tommy was around back in like 2007, 2008. He been around for a long time. Been talking about been talking about issues in the black community. Been getting on black women's asses. Been long before Kevin Samuels came around. Not to discredit Kevin Samuels, but been around for a long goddamn time. He could have been went harder than he has been on her right now. He could have been went off. But he's having a conversation because he's trying to help her understand that, ma'am, the reason you're losing is because of your weight. It's because of your mentality. You're not working on yourself the way you say you are. You love yourself, but you allow yourself to get up to 350 pounds and you're doing the bare minimum about it. You should have enough love for yourself to say, I'm here and I don't want to be here anymore. What do I need to do to get better outcomes? But no, I'm educated, my degree, and you can't manipulate me. Ma'am, you're in your own way and you're going to destroy yourself.
Please tell them. Tell them. Go ahead. Tell them.
You are very strategic. I have watched you. You are very strategic and you use your psychology degree. I don't know what, if you have a bachelor's or a master's in psychology, but I've noticed that yes, good. I have watched you. You use your psychology degree in order to argue, and also you use it as like a manipulation tactic because you have that psychology knowledge that a lot of people don't have. So a lot of things that you've been saying, I just let you speak because
no. Don't speak vaguely, ma'am. Don't speak vaguely. See, that's what people need to not do. And I'm specific when I'm speaking to you. Hold on. No. I didn't do it. If you're going to say someone's doing something, point it out so the rest of the world can see.
And there is the belittling manipulation tactic where you feel like somebody is challenging your opinion.
No, I didn't. I said just tell them. You didn't challenge my opinion. Which part of my opinion did you challenge? Ladies and gentlemen?
Anytime I have challenged
name one part of my opinion she challenged.
And then there is stage 2 where you get upset when somebody feels like they're
she's calling it upset. So let me tell you what's happening now. That's why I don't use it. Because let me tell you what she's doing now.
Y'all see what she's doing? She's trying to gaslight him into a whole nother topic because she has no rebuttal for what he said. She can't even explain what she's trying to say he's doing. This is why I tell y'all she's in her own way. She's destroying herself. Unagreeable, no, ma'am, you're all the three U's. You're unattractive, unfit, and unpleasant. It's a good thing you did go and get the degree. So hopefully you can land you a good job to pay all your bills for the remainder of your life. Because at this rate, you're not gonna have a man to come in and take the load off of anything. So, ma'am, it's a good thing you did go get a degree. Hopefully, you can land a great job because you're gonna be by yourself. I mean, give an example. They can't ever give an example. Just upset, offended by everything with their victim mentality. Give an example, ma'am.
And tell me, since you're a psychologist,
and saying
since you're a
absolutely nothing.
psychologist,
I haven't
since you're
disrespected the woman. I have been very forward. And if there was anything she thought that I said that was out of line, she could have repeated it. But she doesn't.
Now,
then when a person says, why
since you're
would
a
you call me?
psychologist,
It's like calling someone a thief. And they said, oh, well, tell them what I stole. I just know you like to steal. And then say you're an asshole because you get mad because you're called a thief with no evidence. With zero evidence, ma'am. I just asked you to tell them what you noticed. I can do it.
I'm interested because I love psychology. Even though I do not have a degree. I love psychology. So just hear me out. Relax.
I'm on Antonio's side, by the way.
You called out something. Why not tell them specifically what it was? Why is that?
You know what I just did? You know what I just did to prove my point? I'm really sick in the head when it comes to psychology. You know what I just did?
You don't figure out why you don't have a man then.
The tactic that I just...
I can tell why she has no man. Listen to her. She knows it all now.
Tommy, why you
couldn't figure out that nigga was just fucking you? Excuse me. Those niggas was just fucking you. Why you couldn't figure that out?
All right. 1 second.
He's just talking.
1 second. I need one microphone at a time. I think Tommy is filibustering because she's winning. All right. Go ahead and call you.
I'm filibustering.
The tactic that I just used, I did that as an act to see how you react, and you went for it.
Now, Antonio, let me say one thing real quick, Antonio.
Yo, this is ridiculous.
I think homeboy, man. It might have been sarcastic. He might have just been being sarcastic when he said Tommy was filibustering because she winning. That might have been sarcasm. I'm gonna just say it was sarcasm because I'm like, dog, what is she winning? What the hell is she winning? She didn't give an example. She's just talking, and every response is emotional. There's nothing to back up anything she just said. I said this because look at this. You just said, and this is why I'm saying because of there's nothing to back up what she's saying. She's just talking. Well, we gonna let him slide. I'm gonna let you slide on, boy. We gonna say it was sarcasm.
A second. So, Antonio, this is what we have to do, right?
Yes, sir.
If we put an accusation on somebody, we have to pinpoint exactly what they did. So the follow-up question is, what did Tommy say? It was either manipulation, whatever the things that you saw. Tell me one thing that he said, one point, one topic, one policy that you felt like he was trying either to manipulate, gaslight, whatever you had going on. Like, can you provide us with one point?
Yes. Niggas, people in this comment section talking about some. Look, he's emotional, so they fuck me. You are not muted, and then they laugh.
You are not muted. Tell me, you are not muted.
Oh, excuse me. Let me mute myself.
Damn. Go ahead, Antonio. Tell us.
I knew, and it's so crazy because I knew he was going to do that. He said he was like a psychologist. I was like, okay. I knew every single thing that he asked me. I knew every single thing he was asking me. It wasn't genuine, and you could tell he's not genuine. So that's why I did that to him.
But Antonio, you can prove it, and that was his point, right?
I actually can't prove it. It happened when he started mentioning certain things, like in the beginning. We talked about so much stuff. If we talked about so much stuff, and my mind runs like a rabbit on a treadmill.
But
I knew by the things that he was saying and how he pinpointed them.
The things he was saying and how he pinpointed them, my mind runs like a rabbit on a treadmill. Ma'am, you don't have a point. And like I told y'all before, it's an emotional argument. She cannot even prove what she was saying about him, about his points. You are supposed to have an exact point or exact points. Here is my rebuttal to your point. Victim, no points. Cannot give a specific point, just saying things. What the hell is things? Things can be everything around you. It could be the wall, it could be the floor, it could be the roof, it could be the... Come on, man. What? I mean, Antonia. Ma'am, you are failing.
Knew that that's what he does. He personally attacks people on purpose, and he's not used to people challenging him. And he uses psychology degree to get under people's skin.
Okay.
But like I said,
This is crazy.
You
Antonia.
can't.
No, Antonia, but that's fair. But that's the point, and this is the point of the conversation. When you accuse somebody, one second, Antonia. If you what did he say that you disagree? Just one thing.
Okay. I knew where I disagreed. Well, first of all, his first opinion about me losing my virginity at 17, and then also paying attention to the comments when he should have been paying attention to what I was saying, and he was agreeing with the people in the comments saying, "Oh, she was 17 and she was getting fucked," and whoa. When half of y'all mamas was getting fucked at 17, and that's how you got on this.
That's not the point.
That's not a point, and that don't have nothing to do with, ma'am, a professional deflector. Ma'am, you should have been a goalie. You should have been a goalie, ma'am. You have the size and you're a professional deflector. Oh, and I didn't like the point when he said I was 17 and I was getting smashed. And y'all moms was getting smashed at 17. I mean, like I told y'all, gentlemen, this is why I tell y'all, man, y'all gotta be vigilant, man, when y'all dealing with these women. Y'all gotta stop dealing with women just off of looks, dog. You gotta start listening to these women, man. This is why this is why a lot of men be getting cooked by a lot of these ladies. Listen to this warped ass mindset. Warped. Absolute victim. Cannot explain any points. Just emotions. How he made me feel. Ma'am, it doesn't matter how it made you feel. Is it the truth? You cannot justify the truth and try to trump it with your emotions. You cannot trump truth with your emotions, ma'am. It's still the truth. If he said men are playing around with you because of your size, that is the truth, ma'am. Because if they weren't, you would be married. Lord have mercy, man. This is why a lot of these women are losing. Running around with this victim mentality is killing y'all.
Well, what's my mom has to do? Was he wrong about saying that you were being fucking 17 years old?
No, but what I'm saying, the human, just listen to me, love. When you're a female at 17, you're still young, so your brain does not process things very well. So he was saying, so hold on. So what he was saying, oh, you say you know about manipulation and you can't be manipulated. Yeah, at the age of 17, I can be manipulated.
I agree with you. So let's do this. What about 27? What about 24? Because you said you're not a virgin, so I believe you're sexually active, right?
And it's so crazy because a lot of men think like that. A lot of men say, if she's never had a boyfriend, then she's a virgin. There's a lot of women who have kids.
No, that's not the point.
And they're not virgins.
Antonia, this is the thing, right? If you're saying, I was young and I was easily influenced at 17, then your argument for not having a relationship is these men come to you, they just want to fuck, they just want your body, and they want to leave. That's you being a grown-up and still being manipulated by these people. Right? So what did he say that is wrong? He's actually factually right.
Hold on. Who said I was being manipulated? You can't manipulate somebody.
No, you missed my point. Listen carefully. Antonio, when he asked you, tell me your strong suits, you told this. I know how to identify these. I'm not easily manipulated. I'm powerful and all that. But that contradicts what you said before, saying that these men come to you for sex and they try to bamboozle out of your pennies, when in reality they don't want a relationship. They just pretend they do, which goes against what we're talking about. Like, it seems like you can actually get bamboozled.
And I can see why he thinks that, because I'm not telling him everything that he needs to know. But I'm very strategic. I am very strategic with what I say and how I say it. I say things to get the people talking.
This person touted themselves as we were talking about being honest and saying there's no reason to not be honest. That was the conversation we had. Now we get to the end of it. It's, oh, it was all a tactic. She did not know what I was or who I was because I did not acknowledge it until the end of the conversation. So where was this tactic? So the fact that you have adults speaking like this in one breath saying, oh, you must be honest in order to get the solution, and then turn around and say, oh, it was just a tactic and I knew what I was doing and I was trying to get you to do that. This is childish discussion from adults. No matter how you are or who you are, that is extremely childish. And if you want to realize why there's a problem in the black community, why only 24% of black women will ever see marriage, and why 76% of them have children out of wedlock, and why 60% of them are obese and 80% are overweight. The reason why is simple. You have people who won't listen. And single mother-led households lead to hard-headed motherfuckers that will teach their children that the best thing to do is lie and be bombastic as they speak. But when you get home,
absolutely right.
the only person, no, ma'am, I muted my mic. But what happens when you get home, you have to look in that mirror. And you can watch people, you can listen to what people say, or you can watch what people do. People say anything, and most people can talk a good game.
Yes.
Watch what they do. So when someone says they love themselves and they all this great thing like this, they will put themselves in the best position to win, not in a position to lose. That's what that means. Ma'am, could you please mute yourself for a second, just like I had to? Did you see how I was gesticulating in the back, but I was muted so y'all could get y'all words out? Because I'm paying for this one. I'm gonna give you more money, fatty.
Damn, $9.
Yeah, I need to hear y'all need to hear this. Whenever I open my mouth, one thing I learned from my mother: God is going to give us everybody a certain amount of breath. Use it wisely. I don't know when my last one is, but whenever I come and I talk to people, I really do want to help them. That's what hurts me when I watch what people write. And when I listen to someone who I'm talking to now, then try to turn what I'm saying into something else. Because there's a whole lot of people who are watching. And most of the time I'm talking to someone, I'm not talking to them, I'm talking through them. I'm talking to other people who actually want to hear something, get a solution, and work on themselves. So when you watch someone like this, I know a lot of you black women think, why does he talk so much about black women? Raising two of them. One of them on her way to college, one of them about to go. The reason I talk so much is because I don't want them to ever walk around and be delusional like the majority of black women are. They will go around and tell white women, y'all cultural appropriating, while they walk around with weave on their head every day. They will go around, talk about somehow everybody want them, but you've never heard a white woman complain, black women are taking the best white men. But every time a black man is with a white woman, black women complain. Talking about somebody trying to be like them and all this ridiculous shit. Talking about I'm the thing, black girl magic, and all these words that they're using that they don't apply in real life. If you're going to say you're a queen, why would you act ratchet? Why would you do the same in the same time? But that's what's happening. Every one of them say, I know my worth. Anybody watching this show, tell me you've heard a black woman. Tell me if I'm lying, that you've heard a black woman say the words, I know my worth. And typically when they say it, it's somebody that done got their worth for nothing. So if you know your worth, why is it a man walking around with a one-night stand on your belt? If you know your worth, why is it a nigga that know he could fuck you by calling you at 3 a.m? Yes, you do know your worth. You just lie when you talk to the next man because you knew your worth when you answered that phone at 3 a.m. and went and sucked his dick because he asked. You knew your worth. You knew your worth when you did anything that put you in position to be the cut buddy. You knew your worth. You just lied to the next man. You knew your worth when you sat there and in one breath said, I was 350 pounds. To get that big, one must not feel very good about themselves. To let that happen, because you knew as you got bigger that people were looking at you differently. And you knew you weren't getting the positive looks. You knew when you were shopping for clothes, you started to wear drapes and shit just to cover the fat. So you knew
it's crazy.
But as you did it, you then went out in public and told people how you loved yourself. And no, ma'am, I muted myself when you were talking. Could you please do the same?
Because you're speaking on things, like he's saying things that aren't, He's saying things that are
Like I told y'all, offended as hell. The truth hurts. It hurts so bad, I can't take it. You're ma'am, just face reality. You need to go do the work. You don't love yourself. If you did, nothing, if you were doing the work, nothing he is saying would hurt you. Because you would already be in the mind frame of knowing that you need to work on yourself. You can always tell a woman who is not working on herself when you say some truth and the shit hurts. She doesn't care what he has to say. She's too busy being offended. So many women run around just like this. I want truth. I want honesty. I want truth. I want honesty. I want truth. I want honesty. Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. I'm a big girl. I'm strong and I can take it. Soon as you tell them the truth, shut the F up talking to me. Shut the F up talking to me. Your mama, you hate your mama, you hate women, you hate black women, you're gay and blah, blah, blah. Every time you tell them the truth, you get a negative response. It does not, and I want y'all to understand something. He has a degree, he's qualified to say what he's saying, and because we're offended, he's not qualified anymore. We don't like the tone and we don't like the messenger. This is why I tell y'all it will never matter how qualified you are to speak about a subject. When the person when the person and or people you are speaking to become offended, you are invalid. That's just how it goes. The offended does not want to hear the truth. They want you to shut the F up talking to them. And this is why they lose, because we're not mature enough to listen to someone when they're saying things that could help us. Hard-headed ass women, like he stated, will raise children to be just as hard-headed and delusional as them. This is why, gentlemen, I tell y'all need to practice decontrol. Leave these reckless, losing ass women to themselves. Leave them to themselves. Stop looking at the women. Start listening to the women on everything.
Like you said things about me that weren't true.
One second, Tommy. You have 1 minute, and then
I'll do one more minute. But she spent the whole time saying things about me that was 100% untrue. 100%. And I had to sit there, ma'am, and I had to sit and listen. Did I not? Did I not have to listen to you sit there and lie on me and about your strategic abilities? See, the bad thing about people is this, and I can wrap it up here. We have a group of women that refuse to listen to the truth. You can only go around and tell them that they queen, yes, girl, and stupid shit like that. Why is it that someone can only listen to nice things about themselves? That should tell you the type of person you're dealing with when they only want to hear you say things. That would be like you being with a man with 3 inches of dick and he want to hear you say how big his dick is. He needs to hear this. You can't tell him it's small, so maybe we need to work on it and work on you doing other things in the bed, which would make the sex better. If that's the case, we will never get better as a community if all you can do is call someone a positive word when an honest word should be the word to do. Remember, they say truth hurts. And they also say truth will set you free. And let me tell you something. One of the best ways to get something to grow, cut it, prune it, to get down to the bare bones and let it grow right. They even do it with bones. In the black community, you cannot tell somebody that they're fine as they keep growing crooked. You got to break that bone, and breaking that bone means tell the truth. What's wrong with the truth?